Good afternoon, Future Gen. This is Dr. Stan coming at you with day 2 of Chiropractors, the original Quacks. And so the question of the day is, what do we do in our office clinically? Yesterday I talked about how chiropractors have kind of been just perceived as maybe illegitimate in the past, right? And we've actually, reached this level of society where most people have been to a chiropractor or have been exposed to chiropractic in the past or in the current times. And so I just wanted to introduce you to what we do in our office clinically, right? And so we just had a student from Life University, arguably the best school in the world, the biggest school as far as those that matriculate chiropractors into society. And he was actually really impressed about what we do. And one of the things that we do that is extra special is we engage people in the fact that we have all these pictures of spines at varying gradients of degeneration, right? And we have this model in the middle where it has the actual spine, but it also has, in the middle, like basically the neurology, right? It's really important to understand that the whole reason why we have a spine, period, the whole reason why we have a spine in all of nature, it doesn't matter if it's a human animal or if it's a deer animal or it's my kitty cats, my marshmallow, the role of the spine is to protect the spinal cord, right? It's to safeguard that communication between the brain through the spinal cord to the rest of the body. There's no other system, and there's no other system completely surrounded by bone in all of nature. And number 2, there's no more important role than the nervous system in all of life, really. And so in our practice, one thing that we do is we're actually in our exam room. We have an exam table, we have an x-ray unit over there, we have our Insight Subluxation Station scanning system over there, and basically where I stand right now is where I did, I think we did 3 exams today. And we do exams every 24 visits. And we do them because we want clinical metrics that give us an idea of patient progress. We care absolutely about the health of the spine. Are there subluxations? Are they chronic? Are they, different levels of degeneration? But we also want to know what that subluxation or what those areas of the spine contribute to and how that's influencing the current state of the body and if the body is functioning or malfunctioning. That's a huge question, right? Because all of these things actually happen way before a disease or a diagnosis, right? And so if you actually navigate life or healthcare and you want to be in prevention, you have to engage all these things that happen before you actually come up with a diagnosis. And so this is important, right? If you go to a chiropractor, it's really important, and we do exams and we do clinical metrics for 3 main reasons. Number 1 is accountability. I care absolutely about how my care is influencing positively or negatively my patients' lives and their symptomology and their overall function of their body and their health and well-being, right? Number 2 is transparency. Every exam, every metric, x-rays, scans, exams, consults, everything that we do, we deliver clear communication to our patients so they understand what's actually going on, right? And number 3, it's commitment, right? Commitment to me is the kind of X factor in practice clinical success, patient commitment, but also practitioner commitment, in that I'm staunchly committed to my patient's results, in that if I see something that's going off course, then we're going to course correct. And if I don't, that's probably, and I'm not measuring something that's a huge problem, but if you see everything actually getting better, and you're measuring that everything's getting better, that's awesome, because it's not just adjust you, feel better, and then you actually just go off on your way, but you don't realize that there's other aspects that you could actually measure to make sure that patients are sustainably getting better. That's huge, right? This is important. Medicine's getting medicine has always been very, very patriarchal, very dictatorial, in that you have this, take this, do exactly what I say, don't ask me any questions, right? In our office, we err on the side of over-information, and we do so because we want to empower our patients with as much information that they can use to live their life brilliantly forever and for many generations, as far as their genes will pass on as many kids and many generations as they do, right? Because what we have is a trend today, where I just drew this out for Mohammed earlier, where we have 85% of our adults that have a chronic illness. We have 55% of that have 2 chronic illnesses. These parents are the ones procreating, and currently, and it breaks my heart every day, and we see a lot of fertility clients and patients, but one sixth of our couples actually can't have babies, or they're technically infertile, right? And in that space, when we do have pregnancy, we have a third, even in a progressive county like San Diego, a third that end in C-section. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to marginalize or try to put blame or one way or the other. The World Health Organization says 10%, and if you ask somebody as astute as a lot of the midwives out there, they say like 1.5%. Like 1.5% is what our society should have as far as C-section rates, right? That leads to babies where we have from birth to 18 years old, we have 54% of our kids that have chronic illness. We have 1 in 2.5 that have allergies. We have 1 in 9 that have asthma. We have 1 in 11 that have ADHD. We have 1 in 6 that have a neurodevelopmental disorder. We have 1 in 36 that have autism. And then we start that cycle again, right? And so at Future Generations, we are infinitely committed to shifting that trend, right? We shift that trend because we believe that, and we actually know with clinical certainty because we measure it every day, that trend can change. Literally, sometimes weeks, most times months, and definitely within the first year of care, right? And so how do you apply this? I'd say consider the fact that you only get one spine. And consider the fact that that spine's primary role is to safeguard your connection between your brain and your body. Your whole self-healing, self-adapting, self-regulating system in your body comes from your brain and spinal cord. And consider sharing this video. And last thing, if you are in San Diego, hey, give us a call. We'd love to take care of you, right? And if you already are a patient, feel free. We would love to take care of your friends and family. And long story short, day 2 of Chiropractors, the original Quacks is over. I'm going to push the button, end this video, and thank you for tuning in.